Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Supervisor Matt Slater. This is our first attempt, and I think a successful one, for a new residence forum. We wanted to do this when I first came into office, but COVID obviously prevented that, and so it's taken us a while to get our bearings back underneath us, but we're thrilled to be able to offer this to our new residents. We did send a letter out to all of our new residents who've moved to Yorktown since last fall and invited them here to Town Hall. The purpose of which is to really just introduce ourselves. So you get to know your new home. We get to know you. We get to answer any questions that you might have. We get to show off some of our wonderful partners. We've got Sustainable Westchester here with us tonight. We have Pat Caparel, our town comptroller, with us. Pat is a lifelong Yorktown resident like myself, so if you have any specific questions, she's always a good resource. Kira Brunner, also from our town hall office here from the legal department, but does a great job helping the supervisor's office, tremendous job doing with the supervisor's office, and we appreciate all of her help setting tonight up. So we are a wonderful community. We've got so much to offer, and it's important for us to do these types of forums because we all assume everybody knows what's going on in this community, and we quickly learn that a lot of people don't know what's going on in this community. So taking the time to not only introduce ourselves to you and represent ourselves to you, but we're also doing this on our government access channel, so other residents are going to be able to watch this as well, and maybe it'll introduce them to a few new things that they didn't know about either. But it's great to have everybody here. I do want to. We have representatives from the American Legion. We have representatives from the VFW here as well, which I'm. Okay, and you guys, I'm sure, are going to speak in a few minutes when we get through some of our presentation here. But again, I wanted to thank everyone. A couple of things about our community. We're proud to say that you are now living in the 9th safest small town in the nation. Pretty good. And that's because we have one of the, if not the best police force you can find in the state of New York. They're just fantastic. Both of our school districts just recently have been recognized as some of the best districts, not only in the state, but in the country. And they continue to do a great job. Yorktown and Lakeland school districts, just top notch. I'm a product of the Yorktown Central School District. I went to school through the entire system, went to Mohansick, Crompond, went to the middle school, graduated the high school. Now my children who are upstairs playing in my office, they're in the same school district. My son Charlie's in the first grade going to Brookside. And I can tell you both as an alum and as a parent, just what a tremendous education system, public education system we have here in our community. We are home to the most working farms in Westchester County. And I love talking about our farms because they're just a great asset for us to have. Whether you're down on the south side of town, hanging out at Fable Farm, right off of 134, and they just had Springfest the other day, which was a lot of fun. They had probably close to 20, 25 vendors showing off their farm. They do just a great job. They're already set up in June for Summerfest. They want to kick off a Summerfest as well. But it's a great place to bring your kids, a great place to go purchase just fresh produce. They have they farm their own stuff. They bring in farm-to-table products. It's really great. We also have in the town of Yorktown White Oak Farm. White Oak Farm, if you don't know, is the state's most southern commercial producer of maple syrup. Yeah, see? I bet you didn't know that. Yeah, it's the truth. And so they do, so Bry Hart is over there, and not only do they make amazing maple syrup, but you know what else they make amazing? They make amazing honey and local honey. And if you're like me and you get allergies, honey is one of the natural antidotes for that. So I usually get one of the big jars whenever I go. He knows it, and it's fantastic. Also, if you're looking for fresh-cut Christmas trees, that's another place to go is White Oak. They do fresh-cut Christmas trees every year. And, of course, there's Wilkins Fruit Farm. Wilkins Fruit Farm on the west side of town is a historic farm here in Yorktown. Been here for generations. If you like to they got apples, they do peaches. They have so much that you can do over there. They just opened a winery, which is fantastic as well. So they've got a little bit of everything for everyone over there, as well as their Christmas tree. You can go and actually cut the Christmas trees there, which is always a fun family event too. So just so much to offer here in Yorktown, and there's so much more. I mean, we've got farms with alpacas. We've got the Thompson cider mill. I mean, who here ever thinks of a cider mill in Yorktown? I tell my friends who grew up here, I have a little trivia with them. Did you know Yorktown's got a cider mill? No. Yeah, for 40 years, Thompson Cider Mill's been right here in the south side of town. And Jeff and Liz do a great job. So just fun things for you to go explore, go see down in the T-Town region or really anywhere in town, because we've got so many great natural assets here. New York, New Jersey Trailway, we have, and you're going to see this, well, it's the next point, but we have over 40 miles of nature trails in this community, which is great. We love the outdoors here. If you were here during the height of the pandemic, you saw, like I did, because we were all looking for something to do, something safe to do. I mean, it was like a freeway over a Turkey Mountain with how many people were there. But it really is a great tourist attraction for us, is our nature trails. And so Sylvan Glen, I would highly encourage anyone who likes to go for a walk. Sylvan Glen, I'm probably going to get yelled at by one of our county legislators, Vidat Gashi, but I'm going to spoil one of the best trails is over by Hilltop Hanover, which is a wonderful, wonderful nature trail. Very easy to manage, not very technical, and not too long. It's probably about a good 2.5 mile hike. But wonderful, wonderful trail over there. And I forgot when I was talking about the farms, I forgot to mention Hilltop Hanover, which is a county entity that does a ton of education and environmental education. They're an environmental education hub, and they have their own fresh farm stand. You can join them during the season, harvest season. I brought my kids out. We help them harvest potatoes. And so there's just so much to do here in town. FDR State Park is here in Yorktown. It's a state park. We don't run it. We don't manage it, but we're proud to have it. They've got, again, great nature trails there. They've got a lot of walks. This weekend's the SPCA walk. There's also a walk for Northwell Health on Sunday. Last weekend, we played host to the March of Dimes and the March for Babies. They had a walk there as well. One of the largest walks we do, and I should have put this in one of the next slides, is for Support Connections. Kathy Quinn's Support Connections organization has been here for over 25 years, and they put on a walk with thousands of people in October. And so the park really does get to be used a lot by our residents, by our community, and it's a great partnership to have. Not only do we have that park, but we have close to 30 pocket parks, other parks all around the community, which we take great pride in. You're going to see some of the updates that we're doing to some of those parks in a little bit. We have 2 swimming pools, town pools. So if you look here, and I know we've got these in the back, and to people at home, if you're watching, if you want to pick one of these up, please visit the Parks and Rec Department. The Parks and Rec Department is located at Sparkle Lake. That's where our recreation office is. This is their spring and summer brochure that gets mailed out to everybody in town. This tells you all about the different programs for the spring and summer, the different, if you've got kids like me, camp, pool passes, just so much that they offer. And people don't realize how many programs we actually offer recreationally for our residents, whether it's for the youth, whether it's for our seniors, everyone in between. It's all right here in this booklet. You can also find this online on the Parks and Rec Department's website, and they really do a fantastic job. When it comes to our Parks and Recreation, you can't talk about Parks and Recreation in Yorktown without talking about Granite Knolls Sports Complex. Granite Knolls Sports Complex is located off of Stony Street. It is genuinely, I believe, the premier municipal sports complex in Westchester County, hands down. Now, I told you I grew up here. I grew up playing soccer in town here. Not very good, by the way, but I still played soccer here. We would play on streets. We'd play on baseball fields. Now, the youth of Yorktown have turf fields, 2 all-purpose turf fields at Granite Knolls, not to mention Legacy, which is another wonderful facility off of 132 over by the Hunter Brook condos. But we have the all-purpose sports fields, baseball fields. We have pickleball courts, basketball courts. We have so much to offer at Granite Knolls Sports Complex, and it really has become an attraction for our community. And so if you're playing any sports, if you are, they've got men's soccer now on Friday nights up there, which is a lot of fun as well. I haven't tried, don't worry. My hips don't move like that anymore. But I'd love to be able to do that. But just a great complex that we have here in Yorktown is Granite Knolls Sports Complex. We also, I talked about Sparkle Lake. That is a publicly accessed lake right off of Granite Springs Road. It's been here, for generations, a wonderful asset that we have here. We just had our fishing derby last weekend over at Sparkle Lake. We had more than 20 families out there. You can rent it for barbecues. You can rent it for parties. There's just, again, a lot of opportunity there as well, so I encourage you to check out Sparkle Lake. On the north side of town, we also have Lake Mohegan. Lake Mohegan is another just gem in our community. Lake Mohegan's got private beach associations, so you have to either be a resident of the beach association or be a guest of a member of the beach association, but they do offer some great fishing spots up in Lake Mohegan. If you like to paddleboard, I know Ken Belfer, who's president of the Lake Mohegan Improvement District, the MLID, he likes to paddleboard across the lake, and it's a great place to really enjoy the outdoors as well. I'm going to talk about our library in a second. Our library is located, the John C. Hart Memorial Library is located off of East Main Street in Shrub Oak, which is one of our hamlets on the north side of town. It is a historical building, wonderful building. It dates back to the Civil War. We do have Yvonne Check, who wishes she could be here, but Yvonne is actually heading to Switzerland on a family vacation. Lucky her. We wish her the best. But people don't realize it, but Yorktown is actually, our library is a regional library. What does that mean? We actually, and we're going to play a video from them momentarily, but we have one of the highest circulation rates in the entire county, rivaling only that of White Plains and Yonkers. And so they have so much to offer, both from a resource standpoint, from a service standpoint, and if you grabbed one of these blue bags in the back, couple of pieces in there, but I just want to highlight two, and then we're going to play this video from them. First off, library card. Everyone should get one. It's great. Really does provide so much to access to so many things, such as their e-resources. We don't realize, and the library really, I think, transitioned itself from a traditional library to a more modern library during COVID, and they have thousands of e-resources at your fingertips that you don't even have to go to the library for. Magazines, books, audio, movies, whatever it might be, and that's all right through the John C. Hart Memorial Library. I can't speak highly enough about the library, about what a amazing community asset it is, and just really the future of the library, by the way, is fantastic. Yvonne Check has such a vision, and the library board has such a vision for the library for probably the next 10 years. It's going to be a really exciting time. I'm going to play, they actually made a video for us here, and I'm going to play this just right now if I can. And let's see if we can do this.
Welcome to Yorktown. My name is Yvonne Check, and I'm the director of the John C. Hart Memorial Library. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the library, it's located in the Shrub Oak section of Yorktown in the Historic District on East Main Street. The John C. Hart Memorial Library was originally a gift to the town from Mr. Hart's family. It has operated as a library for over 100 years. Yorktown is home to many amenities and centers of community engagement. Our library is an ever-changing, ever-growing hub of activity accessible to residents of every age. From the youngest to the eldest resident, we provide free access to resources and information for all.
Hi, I'm Allison, Head of Circulation at Hart Library. The first thing you need to do is sign up for a library card, as that is the key that unlocks all of the things at the library. You can use your library card to access ebooks, e-audio, books, DVDs, hotspots, and more. Signing up for a library card has never been easier. You can come into the library at our circulation desk and sign up whenever we're open, or you can visit us on our website and log in on the comfort of your own home. While you're on our website, don't forget to sign up for our newsletter, as that is where you can find out all about the latest programs and events happening at Hart. And also, don't forget to follow us on social, because there's real-time updates about what's going on at the library, and you don't want to miss it.
At our reference desk, we can help you with a lot of things. We can place holds for you, we can recommend great reads, we can introduce you to your next favorite author, we can help with computer help. Don't forget, bring your card, that's your key, we can loan you museum passes. Now, no question, too big, too small, or too silly. Just ask us.
Hi, I'm Maureen Connolly. I'm the young adult librarian here at the Hart Library, and I'm standing in the community room with our current art exhibit. We have a regular art exhibit every month, and it's people from the community, schools, whoever is interested, so you can always give us a call. I'm also in charge of the young adult collection, which are the materials for teenagers, basically from the 6th grade to the 12th grade. We have a special collection that we just started called the Middle Ground. It's for kids from the 5th to the 9th grade who are done with the children's room but are not quite ready for young adult books yet. And we have over 2,000 young adult books, manga, and graphic novels. So we also have a teen volunteer program, which is going strong. You can volunteer for National Honor Society hours, any kind of confirmation or bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah, or just because you want to help us out. So just fill out the form online and we'll be in touch.
Hello, I'm Marka McLennan, Head of Children's Services here at the John C. Hart Memorial Library in Shrub Oak. Welcome to Yorktown. I wanted to let you know, besides our early literacy story times, we also have after-school programs such as Lego Club, nature programs, book groups. We also have the teacher in the library if your child needs help with homework. And our new display is Little Art at Heart, where you can sign up if you have a little artist at home to display their work here for a month at the library, as well as 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten program, which if you have someone who's just beginning to listen to books that you read, it won't take long for you to get to the 1,000 books. And when you reach that goal before kindergarten, we have incentives as you move along through the reading log. You get your picture taken in our special frame. We also have a summer reading game that has the Oceans of Possibilities theme this year, and our kickoff is June 24th, the last day of school, so I hope to see you here. And with your library card, besides all our programs and books, materials that we offer, we also have DVDs you can check out, as well as Nintendo and other video games, and also playaways if you'd like to listen to a book while you're reading it.
Here at the library, we continually assess the needs of the community, and we develop and add new programs and resources all the time. Remember, check out our website or stop into the library or even just give us a call to sign up for your library card. It's that easy. Your library card becomes the key to unlocking all of the incredible resources that you have just heard about and so much more. We're happy you chose Yorktown, and we're looking forward to meeting you.
That's our library and our great staff at the John C. Hart Memorial Library. They're fantastic. So let's see, what else do we have? Let's just go back here if I can, because we have a couple more things to go through. So we talked about the library. I want to talk about the website. So Yorktown has a relatively new website. We revamped it within the last 2 years. The important things for you all to know about are the public notices, and that's if you want to sign up for them, and you can sign up for them. That's how you know what's going on in town. You know things about whether it's a water main break in a neighborhood, or any road, well, we'll get to road closures in a second, any type of events that we're hosting here, whether it's with Sustainable Westchester. We've been hosting a lot of vaccine clinics to help people get vaccinated from COVID. Just a whole bunch of notices that you'd receive on the public notices. I can't really emphasize it enough. The other thing is to subscribe to your Yorktown newsletter. We put out a monthly newsletter highlighting all the things that happened in the last month. We get a great response on that. Other thing to keep an eye on is the town calendar. I'm just going to jump to the website real quick and show you exactly what I'm talking about. So it's yorktownny.org, and there it is, right? And as I said, there's all the things that we're working on right now. COVID-19 vaccine clinic. We're currently doing, and I'm going to get into this in a second, the American Rescue Plan community survey. And we are doing a baby formula drive, which has had a great response. And that's unfortunate that we have to do it because of the shortage in baby formula, but the community's been responding so well. Here is our community calendar. Anything that you want added to the calendar, you can. You can either add it yourself, and there's a way to do it, or you can contact our office or the clerk's office, and they can add it for you. And you can see bulk pickup, which we'll get into in a second, is right here. There was at 6:30 a free naloxone training. Like I said, so many things that we offer here in the town. And then again, it's not just town events. It's also things like the Youth Mental Health Project, Parent Support Network. That's a not-for-profit that they're hosting an event for as well, and they put it on there too. So just a lot of information here. To sign up for, and I did this, I was over at St. Pat's Seniors. There was probably about 100 seniors there, and I asked, we were talking about the best way to communicate with them. And I said, okay, let's do a survey, show of hands. Who likes to get emails? Everyone's hand goes up. I said, okay, who actually subscribed to get the public notices from the town of Yorktown? No one. So, how do I? It's very easy. See? How do I? And there's so much that you can do on our website, including subscribe to your Yorktown newsletter, subscribe to public notices, subscribe to the meeting agenda, recreation news, and the Nixle community alerts. What's a Nixle community alert? As I said earlier when we started, we are ranked the 9th safest mid-sized community in the state of New York, or excuse me, in the country. Not the state of New York, in the country. And that's because of our police department. Our police department utilizes Nixle to get emergency messages out to the community. So if you haven't signed up for it, please do. That has to do with road closures, accidents, water main breaks, anything that will impact the community from a safety standpoint. They will communicate that to you through a text message as well as an email. But this is really important for everyone in our community, both new residents but also current residents, to know about right here on how to subscribe to any of our public notices and the Your Yorktown newsletter. You can also see up here on the screen, you can make payments through our website for your taxes, your water bill, your dog license, recreation programs. It gives you the link for your pool pass. So much. There's just so many tools on our website that we're really proud to have this up and running. So just continue to utilize it. And if there's any questions you have, it would probably be on the website, or you can call either my office, which is 914-962-5722, extension 200, or you can call the clerk's office, and we can make sure that you get the answer that you need. So that's the website. That's the Nixle. The other thing that Chief Noble, who sends his best to everyone and looks forward to meeting you all, he wanted to emphasize to plug in your phone 914-962-4141. Have it right in your phone. That is the non-emergency number for the police department. You never know when you're going to need it, but in the instance that you do, and we say this to our seniors and everyone in the community, have it in your phone. Real easy to do, and that's 914-962-4141. You just never know, but better safe to know it and have it in your phone than not. You can also visit the Yorktown Police Department's website at yorktownpd.org. I really can't speak highly enough about our police department. Our police department's been an accredited police agency by the state of New York since the late 80s. They are one of the longest. I think there's only one police department in the entire state that has a longer tenure as a accredited police agency by the state of New York than Yorktown. We take great pride in that. Everything you need to know about the police department, they are very transparent. They publish everything, all their statistics, all their resources, their policies you can find on their website, etc. I mean, they go above and beyond to serve the people of Yorktown. National Night Out is in August, the first Tuesday in August. Am I remembering that correctly? We should have put that on the event. We're still managing. So the National Night Out, they hold a wonderful community event. Last year was at Granite Knolls Sports Complex. It was great. This year, I believe they're moving it. It's going to be over at the Vito Field, which is right over here. Excuse me, Veterans Memorial Field. Sorry, thank you. Veterans Memorial Field, right around the track. So that's the first week in August. Town services, this is something that, just high level, some of the things that you get for living in the town of Yorktown. You get your police, you get your garbage and recycling picked up. And let's just talk about that for a second. You get these sent every year. If you're a new resident, make sure you pick it up. So much that they offer, not only from your traditional garbage recycling pickup, but it also offers your bulk trash. Bulk trash, we do that 4 times a year. Talks about your Christmas tree pickup. It talks about your leaf. They collect leaves throughout the year as well. They do e-waste disposals, and the dates are right here. Our next one is Friday, July 8th. So if you're just moving in and you got a lot of stuff that you want to get rid of, TVs or computers or whatever it might be, we've got a place for you to dispose of it safely. Just really incredible stuff that they do over at Refuse. We also do, we have a food scrap drop-off site that's new. So if you're, I actually use it. It's great. With my kids, we got so much extra food, right? They don't want the grilled cheese today. They want the PB&J. Okay, well, what am I going to do with this grilled cheese? So instead of just throwing it out in the garbage, we put it in our food waste pail, which is on our counter. And every week we bring it over to the food waste site, which is at the bottom lot of Downing Park, which is at the intersection of 132 and 202. And if it's still not ringing a bell, the big First Presbyterian Church at the corner, that's what you need to know. And it's right in that parking lot, and you can drop it off. There's no cost. Use it as many times as you want. And it's a partnership with Westchester County that we're able to do that with. So really, really good. The other thing I just wanted to also mention, not only did we have bulk pickup scheduled, but if you wanted to order bulk pickup, you could do that. There is a fee to do that if it's off schedule, but I think I want to say it's $60 for the extra collection. And our refuse department will come over and pick up any bulk trash that you have, especially if you're just moving in or you're doing your spring cleanup or whatever it might be. But this can be found over at the refuse department or here at Town Hall. I can't emphasize the importance of this manual enough for our residents. Local road maintenance and repair, our highway superintendent, Dave Paganelli, I was hoping he was going to be able to stop by, but he got caught up. Guess what he's doing? He's repairing roads. But we do have an entire department dedicated to that. They also oversee our snowplow removal for our public roads. They do more things than you can imagine in this town. And they really deserve a lot more credit, I think, than they get over in our highway department, and we appreciate all they do. The highway superintendent's going to be releasing the paving schedule for the year, probably in the next few weeks, something that he started last year. He's graded all the roads and then puts out a schedule. That's something that we do every summer. But when there's, a pothole that you want fixed, when there's if it's a drainage issue, if it's, Pat, what else do we usually throw in their direction? But anything infrastructure-wise, really you can call in the highway department and they'll definitely be able to help you out, at least give you an answer, whether they can help you out or not, and give you an assessment. Depending on where you live, sewer, we do have town sewer. We have two parts of town. The north part of town flows to the Peekskill sewer plant, which is obviously in Peekskill, but that's a county-run plant. The rest of us on the south side of town, or the rest of town, goes to the Halleck's Mill sewer plant, the Yorktown sewer plant. So if you do have sewer, we do, at least from the town's perspective, provide the operating, maintenance, and running the Yorktown sewer plant. So we do have that. We do have a water department that continues to maintenance our water pipes. We're going to get into some of the projects we're doing there, but obviously making sure everyone has clean water. You can't live without clean water. So top priority for us. We just released our water quality report, which is on our website, another banner year for the town, and the high level of water that we're able to provide. The water department, by the way, is located up on the north side of town, off of Sunnyside, in the hamlet of Sherbrooke as well, on the other side of Route 6, in case you need them. Again, all their information is found on the town's website, but they do a great job. And whenever there's a water main break, those are the guys who are there fixing the pipe and making sure everyone's water gets turned back on. Parks and Rec. Again, I can't speak highly enough about the Parks and Rec department. Just so much that we offer. Again, I can read through this again, but I'm not going to. But they just offer a ton of stuff for our community. If you're looking for youth sports, we have a ton of youth sports programs, YAC, SOAC. I checked to make sure my sneakers were off. I was just coaching my son for YYSC and his soccer team. But just so many, youth sports that we offer here in the town of Yorktown as well. Senior services, we have a senior nutrition center. Any senior can come in. It's the best lunch you can find for, I think it's like $3. I think it's $3. You can come on into the senior nutrition center. They get a hot lunch and great camaraderie, great services. They play a lot of games. They do bingo. They do mahjong. They do field trips to the mall. They do a lot. So the senior nutrition center, Noreen O'Driscoll, is the guardian angel of seniors in the town of Yorktown, and she does a great job, and anyone can reach out to them, not just a senior, but a loved one, a caregiver, to see what other services that they may be able to get. So those are some of the town services. And then we have events. We always have something going on in Yorktown. And people don't believe me when I say that, but it's true. So here's just a few things. This weekend, Sunday, Chamber Spring Fling. I think it's the Spring Fling, what they're calling it, or Spring Fest. But it's going to be on Commerce Street. They're doing a big car show. They're going to have vendors. It's going to be a great time. Music, the whole bit, food trucks. And that's this Sunday. So that's one example. Our Memorial Day Parade, again, is coming up next Monday. And we'll have our veterans a week from Monday, and we'll have our veterans speak about the parade and the ceremony. Relay for Life is coming up in June over at the Veterans Memorial Field, right again in town off of Veterans Road behind the Cappellini Center. The Lions Club does a summer concert series, again at Veterans Memorial Field. They bring in great bands, great acts, and it goes through the whole summer. It's a nice summer picnic on the field, live music, a lot of fun. Great for the family. The Grange Fair and, I'm sorry, I forgot. One of the new ones we're doing this year, we're actually going to be doing a July 4th celebration this year in town. This is the first time we're publicly saying it. So we're planning on, we're working with the Conic Roadrunners to do a Freedom 5K run in the Heights Hamlet in the morning with proceeds benefiting My Brother Vinny, which is a Yorktown organization that helps homeless veterans. And then in the late morning, early afternoon, we haven't locked down a time. We're hoping and we're planning on a reenactment of the reading of the Declaration of Independence, which is going to be a lot of fun in conjunction with the Yorktown Historical Society. Excuse me. And then at night, we're working on a band, and we're going to have our own fireworks this year. So that'll, again, be at Veterans Memorial Field, and we're locking down the final details, but that's a new event this year. I always found it kind of unfulfilling that the town really never did anything for 4th of July. And it was one of the things that I wanted to change when I came into office, and it's taken us a little bit, but we are on the verge of doing that, so we're very excited for that. The Grange Fair and Tractor Parade is in late August, early September. We do an awesome 9/11 ceremony. The 9/11 Memorial is up at actually right next to the John C. Hart Memorial Library. Last year, for the 20th anniversary, we added a mural to that great spot in town. And the last 2 years, we've done the 9/11 memorial ceremony at Granite Knolls, where we actually have the Towers of Light that actually we bring in, which is a very moving and somber ceremony. But it's still just the town really embraces it. This year, we're going to be celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Mohegan Volunteer Fire Association. That's in September. The Haunt at Jefferson Valley is new. They're going to be building a haunted house over at the mall, which we're really excited about. They're saying it's rated PG-13 is what they say. But we're really excited for that, and they expect to bring in 2,000 to 3,000 people a weekend. So we're excited for that. Chamber Street Fair is in October, always a great time. Excuse me. The Lions Club does an annual Halloween parade, which is just so much fun. And it really is. I'm sorry, you can see the picture on the top right is from the Lions, one of our Lions concerts. The bottom right, we're going to get to in a second. We do a Veterans Day parade up in Shrub Oak on the north side of town. We've actually, thanks to former State Senator Terrence Murphy, we've been doing a turkey trot now every Thanksgiving morning, which goes to benefit our food pantries. And so we've continued that as well. We get 400, 500, 600 runners who show up on Thanksgiving morning, which is just great, and it's a good time. So the bottom right picture, which is Pat Caparel's favorite event of the year, is our Holiday Lights Parade. What year are we up to, Pat? 10? 11? 13 this year? So it's usually my wedding anniversary weekend, and I get a lot of trouble for that. But it is the first weekend in December, weather permitting, and it's just a great time. People put in floats, as you can see there, different organizations, different town departments, and then we light up the town's Christmas tree. We get a visit from Santa, and it's just a great time. We also do with Rabbi Haber of the Chabad of Yorktown. We also do a menorah lighting as well, which comes obviously depending on when Hanukkah falls during the year, but we do that as well here in town. And then, of course, what we haven't done recently because of COVID, but we're hoping to get back to it, is the New Year's Eve ball drop hosted by the Chamber of Commerce. And we actually have our own ball drop. It's a lot of fun over on Veterans Road next to Veterans Memorial Field. So there's just, every weekend you can find something to do here. And these are just some of the big ones. And there's a lot of little things going on as well, but just always something to do. Just want to talk about some of the current projects we're working on. I talked about the ARPA community survey. So Yorktown received $3.7 million from the federal government in COVID money. That's the ARPA, the American Recovery money. And so we've put a community survey out to hear from our residents about how our residents think that we should spend that money. Is it, it's one thing for the town to say, here's things that we want to go spend it on, but we think it's really important to have community input. And so we encourage you all to go back to that yorktownny.org website, click on the link, and fill out the survey. If someone's watching who doesn't have access to a computer, you can call Town Hall, and we're happy to fill out the survey on your behalf with all the necessary information. One of the biggest news around, probably in the last, 5-10 years, is Trader Joe's is coming to Yorktown. We're very excited about that. That's going to be on 202. I haven't said this publicly yet, but we have already met with the property owner, and we have actually asked them, and they've already provided to the planning department an updated traffic plan. One of the things that we saw during COVID when Popeyes opened, I never knew fried chicken was so good. And the line for the drive-through to get in there was just insane. And so, listen, we learn, right? We're going to learn from what happens. And so we're expecting this to be quite the attraction, quite the draw. A lot of people coming in to see it and experience it. And so we've already started working with the property owner to put forward a traffic mitigation plan and working with our police and our planning department and the planning board to do our best to mitigate and try to anticipate any traffic issues that we may have there. So we are working on that. Inclusive playground at Granite Knolls Sports Complex. We have there's a picture of it in the bottom right. We have this wonderful playground that's going to be opening on the first week in June. I think it's June 6th was the date that we announced. And it's a great playground for kids of all abilities to go enjoy. So there's only 3 of these in the Hudson Valley. One's in Rye, one is in East Fishkill, one's in Kent, and this will be the 4th one in the region. And it's turned into a wonderful project, and it's the beginning of something great because we're looking to expand this to include a sensory garden next in the same area. So we're really looking forward to that. We're going to hear about from our partners here from Sustainable Westchester momentarily, but there's a lot that we do with Sustainable Westchester, from community solar to the Westchester Power program. We're actually right now doing information sessions on Westchester Power. We know and we recognize that utility rates are soaring. I'm waiting because I know that NYSEG is going to be requesting a rate hike in the next few weeks. And obviously we're going to oppose it, just as we oppose the Con Ed rate hikes that they requested from the PSC. Just as a point of information for our new residents, but also those who may not know who are watching at home, the town doesn't approve those rate hikes. Those rate hikes are approved by the state of New York, by the Public Service Commission. We can advocate for or against, but that ultimately is not in our control or our purview. So one of the things that we can do, though, is partner with Sustainable Westchester for this Westchester Power program, because it will provide a price fix on the rate itself, not to mention the fact that it's going to help us reduce our carbon footprint by getting our energy from green sources. So there's a lot of positives to the program, and I'm sure you guys are going to get into that shortly. Our Heights Hamlet revitalization, as well as and I should have added in there, and forgive me, but the Osceola Hamlet revitalization are 2 priorities of ours. You're in the Heights Hamlet right now. The Route 118 corridor is on the verge of just a complete redo, which is wonderful. It's going to really revitalize and enhance our community from so many different avenues, from new living options to new businesses to improved transportation and transportation infrastructure, traffic infrastructure. And it's time, really, that we enhance our community. And so We've taken the proper steps to do that, both here in the Heights hamlet and in the Osceola hamlet, which is in the northeast corner of Yorktown, really like Jefferson Valley, around Lake Osceola. And so we're just really excited about the projects that are coming forward. They include things like a boutique hotel that's being proposed, hasn't been approved yet, excuse me, as well as things like the Yorktown Green, which is, I'll give you a quick glimpse, is right here. That's the Yorktown Green where Kmart sits vacant. And so the property owners have already proposed something like this, which would be a great plus to the community, really revitalize and really help us write a new chapter. And there's more that's coming. I don't want to say what yet because they haven't come publicly yet, but there's a lot of property owners who are looking at different ways to really modernize their properties and really help Yorktown and the Heights hamlet come into the 21st century. So we're very excited about that. Lastly, just a few more. We have the Halleck's Mills Sewer District expansion. This has been 30 years in the making, and we are we're right there, about to send our application up to the comptroller for final review. But that's going to put about 315 people who are currently on septic around the Sparkle Lake area onto sewer. So we're excited about that. Water cement relining is something that we've talked about in town for the last 3 years that I've been here. Really what happens there, it's a program, it's a maintenance program for our water pipes that hasn't happened since the late 80s at best. And so now we have some significant infrastructure concerns when it comes to water safety and water quality that the water cement relining is going to address. So we're planning on doing our first 2 streets this year, maybe more, we'll see, but we're finally moving that ball across the finish line as well. Excuse me. Last week, this week even, we took more steps to complete the water meter project in Yorktown. This is a project that started in approximately 2009, 2010, was put on pause for more than 10 years. So half the residents of Yorktown had brand new water meters. Half the residents of Yorktown have water meters that can date back to the 60s and maybe even before that. So we really need to make sure that our water infrastructure is modern and the technology is up to date. It's also, I'll give you a great example. I had a water leak in my house this past year. I didn't know about it until I got the bill. And let me tell you, that bill was sky high. It was one of those choke on your gum, ooh man, that one hurt. And I didn't know about it because I didn't know we had a leak. I didn't see it. And but the new technology that we're installing is going to allow for residents to get notifications on their phones when there's potential leaks. It's going to allow us to change our billing cycle so that you're getting your bills more frequently rather than 3 times a year. And I think it's just going to make the management of our water system a lot better. And then last but not least, last week we approved $1.2 million for the AACCC, formerly the old 6th grade school, formerly the 6th grade school, right here in town, right next to Veterans Memorial Park. Like us on Facebook, right? Right, Mike? And so it's a $1.2 million investment there from HVAC to new roofs, and included in that is major upgrades to the Yorktown stage. We do have one of the only community theaters in the region, and especially now that Westchester Dinner Theater has been shut down, and they've got great acts. I mean, every weekend they've got something going on there. It's awesome. And so we recognize, and the town started an Arts and Culture Committee in conjunction with the Chamber last year. So we recognize the importance of arts and culture in our community. We recognize the stage as a tourist attraction that's going to really drive people to our community. It already does. They did Seussical last month. They sold out every show. And there's over 500 seats there. So think about that, right? I mean, you're talking, you're bringing in 1,000 people every day if they have 2 shows. I mean, it's awesome. So they have a full lineup for the rest of the year. They're going to be they're doing Cinderella is their big show at the end of the year. And I believe they're the first outside of Broadway to do Cinderella. So it's pretty cool. They get real great talent, and anytime you can go, it's definitely worth it. And then lastly, I just wanted to provide some information, again, just numbers for everybody, for the different departments here in Yorktown, the different facilities in Yorktown. Again, it's just a wonderful, wonderful community. And we're just so lucky to have you. We're thrilled to have you here. We're thrilled for you to call Yorktown home. Know that we're here for you. Listen, we may not be able to give you the answer you want, but if you have any questions, we're going to get you an answer, one way or the other. And we've got a great team working together every day to do that. Town hall is open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., so come on in whenever you want. We always try our best to, like I said, customer service is number one for us. So we really mean that. So we do have some community partners here, excuse me, who want to just provide a presentation. And we're going to start with Sustainable Westchester. And I'm going to jump off of this thing and turn it over to you guys.
Yep, I just have to connect to this.
While they're connecting, I did forget something really important, and I apologize. Our assessor is here in Town Hall, and our tax receiver is here in Town Hall. I just wanted to make sure that two of the things that you should take away from tonight, if you're a new resident, is about the STAR program. Really, really important. Trying to save you some money. So, any questions on the STAR program, Enhanced STAR program? Call our assessor, Kim Penner. She is an expert at this. But there's just a one pager in the back, and anyone who's watching, you can find this on the town's website, yorktowny.org. Just go to the assessor's page, and you can find all this type of information there. But anything on the STAR rebate, Enhanced STAR rebate, any questions like that, Kim Penner and the assessor's office, they do a great job. They're, again, Basic STAR, Enhanced STAR. For the Basic STAR, just quickly while you guys are setting up, total income of the owners and the owners' spouses who primarily reside at the property can't exceed $500,000. For Enhanced STAR, all owners must be at least 65 years old, unless the owners are spouses or siblings in which at least one must be at age 65. The income limit for Enhanced STAR is annually adjusted for inflation. The 2022 income limit is based on the 2020 adjusted gross income, which cannot exceed $92,000. So any questions, Kim Penner, 962-5722, extension 227. But this is an important one, especially for new residents, just to make sure that you're benefiting from the STAR program. STAR program, again, is a state program, and so we do appreciate that from our state partners. Other things, just for you guys to know, there's a senior citizens exemption. We do have a veterans exemption as well, so veterans exemption. So by all means, make sure you're benefiting from that. We also have an agricultural and business exemptions as well. So any questions like that, Kim Penner from the assessor's office is the person to ask.
We're going to
Apparently I'm using your computer.
Sure. Come on in.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Did you email it to me?
I did, just now.
Yeah, she's coming. And I just, for some reason,
It's on top of the inbox.
Hasn't come through.
Okay. So in the interest of time, while we're waiting for it to come through, would you mind terribly if I started so I can...
Do you want me to just pull up Sustainable Westchester's website? Is that helpful or not?
No, not entirely.
Okay.
Let's just wait for
Sure.
if we don't mind. Okay.
No problem.
So thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely.
And Supervisor Slater, and welcome to Yorktown. I'm a little jealous. I live on the southern part of the county, on the Sound Shore, and I'm coming up here to spend a weekend and do all sorts of great stuff. So you're really supremely lucky for all of the things that the supervisor talked to you about, but I want to tell you what an amazing community from an environmental standpoint you live in. We are so pleased at Sustainable Westchester to be able to actually partner with Yorktown, and they have really been such great leaders. The community has undertaken so many wonderful sustainable initiatives with us, and it's just a bright green future. I am Maria Genovese. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications at Sustainable Westchester. We are a nonprofit located in Mount Kisco. We are a sustainability organization comprised of 44 of the 45 municipalities in the county and Westchester County itself. So we are a municipal membership. We provide sustainable solutions that are intended to be socially and fiscally and environmentally sound and equitable. Our programs, do you think I can try again here to see maybe? So our programs are largely based in energy programs. The supervisor told you a little bit about, okay. The supervisor told you a little bit about community solar and the Westchester Power Program, and I'm going to go into a little bit more detail. But we have what we call community energy programs. We have a Westchester Power Program and a community solar program. We also have electrification programs. One of the critical components to moving to a more sustainable future is affecting our building energy, our heating and cooling, and electrifying and bringing in clean solutions. We also have a demand response program, a grid rewards program, that helps residents sort of have control, if you will, over the electricity grid and affects savings for you and affects, I'm trying to see if it came through. Thank you.
You keep going. I'm going to try.
Okay. And it affects, so efficiency over the grid. It helps the utility, Con Ed in this instance, be more efficient and even move to a future where we're able to eliminate the dirtiest of the fossil fuel burning power plants. We have a sustainable landscaping program. We have a zero waste program. It's a recycle right program. And we also have a clean transportation program where we help municipalities convert their municipal fleets and put in public charging station infrastructure. And why are we doing all of this? Essentially, the solutions help to bring a more healthy, vibrant Westchester, and all of the counties, all of the municipalities that make up the county taking action, and all of the residents taking action, helps us actually be leaders in the state of New York. My presentation in this regard. So we're very proud of the role we play, but we're much more proud of the commitment that all of the municipalities make to a greener future, and we are supremely proud to work with Yorktown. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to grab this back and flip through a lot what I just rambled through there. So let's see. Okay, so this is who we were, and I told you that. That's what the map of Westchester looks like, and then these are the solutions that I was just talking a little bit about. And then I was sort of here why are we doing this? To build healthy, resilient communities. And of course, the key components of that are mitigating climate change, giving us the opportunity to enable access for all residents to renewable power and sustainable solutions to improve air quality and overall quality of life and health impacts for the most vulnerable in the county and, quite frankly, all of us, and to boost a local green economy. So now Yorktown has really made this commitment to clean energy. And community solar was something that the supervisor alluded to. It would be wonderful if every single one of us had a house and the means to put solar panels on our roofs. It costs money. Every house isn't always situated in a way for that to happen. So community solar is an opportunity to get the benefits of solar electricity and the benefits of renewable power without having to have a rooftop. 350 Yorktown residents have already joined our community solar program. So your neighbors are out there doing this. And the town of Yorktown is also enrolled. They've enrolled many of their eligible municipal buildings in community solar. And you might be asking, how does it work? So a solar farm, okay, I see that. Good, okay, a solar farm is constructed off-site, sometimes on a commercial rooftop, sometimes on unused land, sometimes on, so one of the communities in the county has actually done it on an old landfill. Down in Yonkers, the whole Executive Plaza has solar panels on the rooftop. These projects are then subscribed to by residents like yourself, and you are then allocated, if you will, a percentage of the electricity that's generated from that project, and that is based, of course, on some estimates about your monthly electricity use. And the benefit of that is that you're getting the benefit of renewable energy, but you get to save. You save up to 10% off your electricity bill through the solar credits. So it's a win-win in that regard. It's great for the planet, and it's great for your wallet. It's compatible with any electricity supplier, and as I've said, no roof needed, no solar panels on your home or your own property, or the cost of the installation or the maintenance of that. It's free to join. You can cancel at any time, and you're supporting local renewable energy. We have some projects available, so I know that some of the community is in the NYSEG service utility area, and some of you in Yorktown will be in the Con Ed service utility area. We do have projects. You can go on our website right now and sign up for a project if you're in the NYSEG community area. In Con Ed, we have a waiting list for projects that are going to come online. Next, if I go to the next slide, we have a program called Energy Smart Homes. I certainly know in my community there are a lot of older homes, drafty, cold, old, antiquated heating and cooling systems. Energy Smart Homes is a program that is really a way to sort of gain energy efficiency in your home and then even transition some of your older technologies to clean heating and cooling solutions. It might surprise a lot of you to know that almost 70% of the energy used in a typical New York home is for heating and cooling. And when we have drafty windows and doors, it's all sort of flying out the windows and the doors. So the program allows you to access home energy assessments. They'll come and they'll make recommendations for potential improvements. And it also helps you access clean heating and cooling technologies like air source heat pumps, hot water heaters, and geothermal technologies. Sustainable Westchester helps provide assistance with incentives and financing where options are available. We are what we call the home helper hotline in that regard. So you call us and someone spends as much time as you need with you to help you walk through your options and connect you to the right resources. We have a contractor partner list. They don't work for Sustainable Westchester, but we vet contractors across the county who provide what we hope to be stellar service, and we vet the contractors so that that step is somewhat taken off your plate. Obviously, each project needs to be assessed individually, and then we've had dozens of your neighbors attend our Energy Smart Homes events and inquire about home energy assessments. And you'll see at the bottom of each of our pages there is a URL directing you to our website, and each of our programs has their own page. But if you just go to sustainablewestchester.org, you can't get lost. You can navigate the site pretty easily. So we have a grid rewards program, and it's a demand response program. And last year with Kira at the helm, thank you, Kira, Yorktown community actually did a community campaign, a Clean Energy Communities campaign behind Grid Rewards. It's a demand response program. I like to refer to it as the no-brainer. It is only, though, for those of you that are in the Con Ed utility area. I want to make that clear. It is really so simple. It is a free app. You download the Grid Rewards app on your telephone, the way you would download any app. And if you don't have a smart device, you can actually download it onto your desktop, onto your computer, so nobody is left out of this. The app, you take the app, connect to your Con Ed account, and the app provides you with energy insights, your energy insights. It shows you what you're doing it for in the afternoon. Surprised me, I have to say. I was wondering what was happening at 4 in the afternoon on almost every day, and then I realized I have an electric oven, and that's obviously what's happening at 4 in the afternoon. But it shows you when there are good times to use energy, what the carbon density is at any good point in time. It gives you energy saving tips, which obviously translate to money saving tips. But the best part of the program is that it helps us all work as a community to affect some level of grid control, some level of grid efficiency. So when it's the hottest summer days and it's 2 or 3 95-degree days in a row, Con Edison takes a look around and says, this is bad. There's a lot of demands. We don't have the capacity to meet the continued high demands. So what they do through this program is that they offer us all an opportunity to reduce our usage for certain periods. We call them grid rewards events or demand response events through certain periods on any given day. So you get notified on your cell phone through your email. And it says from 12 to 2 today, reduce your electricity by raising the set point on your air conditioning, or unplugging unused chargers, or obviously turn off your lights, or look for small appliances that can be unplugged or not used at that period of time. And the efficiency that Con Ed actually accrues during that period of time, they can turn it back to actual cash rewards to you at the end of the year. So we've had participants, we have about 2,100 participants who participated in the program last year. We signed on another nearly 900 participants this year. So we'll be walking into the 2022 summer demand season with somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 to 3,500 participants. We've had people earn as much as $500 and people earn as little as $50 in comparison. But the average household and the average customer who takes action during these demand response periods, they actually earn about $100. It's money, it's cash, it's a check that comes to you at the end of the year, or a payment through PayPal. So if we all work together, not only are we keeping the lights on, so to speak, and making for a more efficient grid, but the thing about the demand during those periods of time is that the utilities, most in Con Ed in this instance, because it's their program, they have to go to the most expensive peaker plants to keep the lights on during those periods and to keep the grid on. And those are the dirtiest, oldest peaker plants that the city of New York has, or the surrounding area has. They're just horrible pollutants. So if we all work together, we can, in fact, affect enough change that maybe we can get to a place in the very near future where we can eliminate the use of these peaker plants. So we're lowering our carbon footprints, we're saving money, and we're earning cash. So that's why I like to refer to it as the no-brainer. And it seems a little too good to be true, but there's no obligation. You sign up, you don't participate, you don't make money, but there's no penalty and there's no obligation. But now I'm going to get to the reason that we were here today, which is to talk about how excited we are that Yorktown is making yet an additional commitment to another clean energy program. Our Westchester Power Community Energy Program is Sustainable Westchester's flagship program, if you will. It's our electricity supply program. The program has been in existence since 2016. It services, for lack of a better word, 29 municipalities around Westchester. So neighbors, your Westchester neighbor friends have participated. It's about 145,000 residents and small businesses currently receive electricity supply through the Westchester Power Program. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what it is and what it isn't. Okay, so it is the New York State model for a community energy program, and it's all regulated by the PSC. The Westchester Power Program is an electricity supply only program. It doesn't affect your delivery. So if you have Con Edison or if you have NYSEG, oh, my friendly face in the back is leaving me. I'm teasing. Thank you so much. It's a community energy supply program. It's 100% renewable energy, and it also offers a standard energy option. It works quite simply. The community energy, the source or the supply is, for in this instance, 100% New York State hydro. We, Sustainable Westchester and the Westchester Power Program, contract and administer the program with a large national energy services company. The energy is delivered into the Con Ed and NYSEG grid, and they still are your service supplier. They are the entity that delivers your energy, maintains the lines, builds you. They're the people you call with power outages. But then after we deliver to the grid, the energy is delivered to you as the customer. You are actually you're adding a choice to your options for your electricity supply, and you're supporting clean energy at the same time. What are the program benefits? The supervisor mentioned that one of the key benefits of the program is that it makes a positive environmental impact. Since 2016, the program has mitigated 1.1 million metric tons of carbon dioxide countywide. which sounds like a tremendous number, and no one really knows what a metric ton is. So if we try to put it in layman's terms, it's about the equivalent of taking 293,000 cars off the road for a year. So imagine that. The program benefit is that you have a choice to opt for affordable, clean, renewable energy. There's the fixed rate cost control, which is a critical component of the program. I think the supervisor alluded to all of the changes in the energy market now and the high rates that you're seeing in potentially your Con Ed and NYSEG bills. We don't guarantee savings. We can't guarantee that any month will be ahead or behind the rates that Con Ed or NYSEG offer, but what we can guarantee is the fixed rate for the term of the contract. So historically, since 2016, participants have either saved some money or broken even. There are periods of time when we've seen Con Ed rates go as high as 13 cents per kilowatt hour, and our fixed rates for a year or 18 months were in the 7.1 cent per kilowatt hour. Then also there were times when we've seen Con Ed or NYSEG rates go as low as 5 cents per kilowatt hour. So it's not a short-term, month-to-month assessment, but over the long haul, you have the ability to be assured that that fixed rate won't change and that you won't be sort of subject to the fluctuations of the energy market. And it's so volatile right now that the program has really proved itself to be a benefit in that regard in terms of fixed rates and some level of cost control. Also, we like to say that the program gives you another choice. So it's a safe and easy way for you to access renewable energy. It's a vetted program. We work with each of the municipalities, and here in Yorktown, we've obviously worked with your municipality. The town has spent a great deal of time evaluating the program. They have taken the steps to move forward with the program. We are, again, regulated by the PSC, and you don't have to become the energy expert. You don't have to look through all of those various offers that you get in the mail from various energy services companies and compare one to the other. And for a sort of more broad community standpoint and a county standpoint, it helps us all build a foundation for a healthier environment and other energy programs like community solar and grid rewards. The program is what's called an opt-out format. So this is how it works. The program is vetted by the municipality. The municipality has then selected the Westchester Power electricity supply as the default supply servicing both Con Ed and NYSEG in Yorktown. You are enrolled in the program after a 30-day period in which you're able to make a choice to opt out or not. People will say, well, why can't I just opt into the program? If you think about it, all utilities are actually opt-out options. You moved to your new home, you turned on the lights, and Con Edison or NYSEG, depending, I guess, on which side of town you're living in, they turned on the lights for you. The state decided that one of those two entities would be your electricity supply. In this instance, think of the control as being with your local municipality. They've decided that Westchester Power will be your electricity supply because it's a renewable option. The Con Ed supply is currently a mixed fuel supply. It is not 100% renewable. It does have some renewable energy in its mix, but it is largely a fossil fuel supply. So the control, if you will, is with your municipality. It becomes a local community choice, and you still always have choice. You have that 30-day period to opt out, but importantly, you always have choice. It's really a consumer flexible and consumer friendly option. You can opt out at any time. There are no penalties. There are no fees. There's no hard sell. You can make your own choice. And you can go back to Con Ed or NYSEG, or you can find a different private energy services company. As I said, you have this 30-day period when the town of Yorktown is really on the hit the go button, which will be maybe 60 days from now, somewhere in July, I'll talk about that in a second, about the outreach and so on and so forth. But at the point that they hit the go button, every eligible resident in the town will receive a letter, and the letter will be from Sustainable Westchester and the Westchester Power Program. It'll have the town seal on it. It may even include a small quote from the supervisor about the involvement in the program. And there is mechanisms, several, in which you can exercise your choice to opt out of the program. And there's a reply card that you can send back. You can call our offices. You can do it yourself on our website portal. You can send us an email. And for a variety of reasons, the opt-out structure obviously helps us ensure that we get the best economic value and that we're able to bring the buying clout of all of the participating municipalities and the potential residents and small businesses that would be part of the program to the floor when we go to procure the energy from our energy services auction. And it's not advancing. Okay, key milestones, and that's what the fingers crossed were in terms of the timing. So we're right here in this May, June. We're doing a tremendous amount of community outreach. We had a session tonight as well, a remote session tonight. You'll see some more dates that we have and some more sessions that we have on the books. And then at the end of June, more or less, give or take a week or so, we'll be able to take the Yorktown submission forward to the state of New York, to the Department of Public Service, and they will approve Yorktown's participation in the Westchester Power Program. At that period in time, we then are poised to bring Yorktown into the existing contracts for NYSEG or Con Ed, depending upon where they are, or procure a standalone contract with an energy services company for Yorktown. We'll be really honest with you, at the moment, the rates are so volatile that we are watching them on a daily basis. On Monday, one of our program directors called, and I thought he was going to tell me that his wife was having another baby, but he was so excited because there was a 10-minute period of time when he thought that the rates might be in our favor, but that all went away really quickly. So our goal is to constantly watch the energy market, constantly find that window where we can predict a rate that is going to be a good economic value. We then go out and we actually execute a transparent public auction. Energy services companies from all over the country bid for the contracts. And we set a rate, what we call an indicative rate, or a rate to not exceed. And we then procure for some extended term, be it 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, or 2 years, and we lock in that rate. So that should happen somewhere, fingers crossed, in July or August. And our goal is to bring Yorktown on when we feel that the rates are in our favor to go out into the marketplace. And we are going to be in and around Yorktown for quite some time to come. We have events that you'll see here that are online, so they're all on our website. You can go find them on our website. We're also working with the supervisor's office, and we're putting them on the town website and on the social media pages. We're working with the Yorktown 100 as well to help promote these. We're going to be here on Sunday, right? The 22nd is Sunday. So we're having a table with the Yorktown 100. So come by and ask questions and learn more about the programs. We are hoping to somehow become part of the June 16th summer concert series. So we're talking to the Parks and Recs department to see if we can't be out and about there. We're going to be part of an EV show on the 17th. And the supervisor talked about so many events that we're just going to take a look and see how we can spend more time here educating residents. So we're always around on the phone. You can find us, 914-242-4725, and someone will answer your questions. You can go to sustainablewestchester.org and find out anything about any of the programs. If you want to get directly to the Westchester Power page, all you do is sustainablewestchester.org/WP, and you can learn a great deal about what's going on specifically with that program. And Our program directors are really knowledgeable, and we love talking to residents, so give us a call. We're happy to answer any and all questions. And I think that's it for us. Thank you.
Sandoval Westchester, just a great partner for our community, and we really appreciate all their efforts. We really appreciate all they've done and all that we're going to do together, so it's terrific. Yorktown has a number of civic organizations that we rely on in our community, provide a number of services. Yorktown Lions Club we've talked about, you saw it up there, and we talked about their concert series just being one. But we do have some specifically geared towards our veterans, and I want to invite Mike and Carl up to talk about their respective posts and also maybe the Veterans Advisory Committee as well, if you don't mind.
Sure thing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, man. Come on up, Carl. No. As you'll see, and I want to thank the town supervisor for granting us a few brief minutes on the agenda tonight. If you ever needed just one more example of how supportive the town is of veterans and veterans organizations and the community, here it is. He gave us some time on the calendar. And whether you're a veteran or whether you have a family member who's a veteran or whether you have no veteran connection at all, the veterans in the community are supportive of the community as the community is supportive of us. I'm Major Mike Sheridan. I'm one of the officers over at the VFW post 8328, over on Veterans Road, across from Veterans Memorial Field. And as with anything,
Not part.
Mike is on Facebook, and as with anything, you see Carl standing here right with me from the American Legion. They're 2 doors down from us. So you can see that the close ties with our good comrades permeates throughout the community and in all of the programs. Most notably, the next big upcoming event is the Memorial Day Parade on Memorial Day. We'll be starting with a small ceremony over here by the Remembrance Circle. Parade kicks off. Great support from the town, big turnout. Over towards Veterans Field. Hot dogs, marching is thirsty work, so maybe a little beverage after. Over at the VFW or at the American Legion. If you're interested in membership or for a family member, you can stop on by the VFW. Our canteen opens about noon daily for members and invited guests. Usually one of the officers is there, but stop on in, check out the potential for membership. If you have no veteran connection at all, we're still here for you. We're available for hall rentals. And throughout the community, some of the smaller businesses, we have flyers tacked up on their board. They allow us the space on their bulletin board to put it up. Just tear off the number. You can get a hold of us at 914-962-2885, or our email address is vfwpost8328@yahoo.com. vfwpost8328. Like us on Facebook. Alternatively, you can talk to the American Legion. Carl.
Right. Well, I'm Caldwell Alberto. I'm the first vice commander of the American Legion Post, 1009, 2 doors down from the VFW. I'm also a life member of the VFW. So I go either way. I put this shirt on tonight because Mike was wearing that one. The American Legion, a little younger organization than the VFW. A couple of years ago, the charter was changed to allow all veterans since World War II and World War II merchant marines to join the American Legion. Prior to that, it was strictly if you were in the military when there was a conflict going on, you could join the American Legion if you weren't in the conflict. Basically like a Vietnam era veteran versus a Vietnam veteran. The post here, working with the VFW, this year the VFW is running the parade, Memorial Day Parade. We'll do it next year. We flip it every year. The American Legion, just for some of the stuff that we do, we conduct food collection at local supermarkets when they allow us to. Acme is a little funny. And it's given over to the VA food pantry. We visit local schools on Memorial Day and Veterans Day to educate the youth on the importance of these holidays. Memorial Day, the Post provides flags and recruits local Boy Scouts to ensure that every American veteran's grave is decorated with an American flag. We pick up the ones we put down last year. We put new ones each year. We also collect torn, tattered flags. We have a mailbox in front of the post for flag collection. And on June 18th, in conjunction with the Yorktown Fire Department, we'll be retiring these flags on our yearly ceremony. Anybody's invited to come. 9 o'clock, Fire Department on Commerce Street. We have a Veterans Memorial Park adjacent to the post on Veterans Road, where if you want, you can buy a brick for a veteran, and it's put in there. Around each Memorial Day, we'll have a ceremony giving out certificates to the families that put it aboard a brick. We established an honor flag program, and this program is for deceased veteran families who want to fly the burial flag. We also have a Sons contingent with a flag thing, which I'll go into in a moment. But this is a ceremony where we honor the fallen veteran or the deceased veteran. We'll fly the flag for about 3 weeks, have another ceremony where you take it down. February, we do a 4 chaplain ceremony, and this is for the 4 chaplains who gave up their life vests and went down with the Dorchester, and this is around February 3rd. We'll do the ceremony. Now, one of the other flag programs, we have a Sons contingent. The Sons of the American Legion assist us in a lot of ways because we're getting older. They're a little younger. Matt is one of them. We have 2 other council members who are Sons. Around the town, starting around this coming weekend or the next week of Memorial Day, you'll see field of flags. If you're on Veterans Road by the new flagpole, there's 13 posts up right now. You'll see flags put up. These flags are purchased by a family member. Tag is put on each flag for that family member, flown through Veterans Day. There's other flags in front of Caremount, Downing Park, the Railroad Park, and these are purchased by family members. There's also banners that you may see a couple of them up right now that will be put up, and those are banners purchased again through the Sons for a family member, and it's a picture of the veteran. And there's a couple of them on Veterans Road right now. That is done through the Sons. And you can get to the Sons through our website. It's a little convoluted, but our website is NewYorkLegion1009.org. And we're at 235 Veterans Road, across the street from the Veterans Memorial Field.
2 doors down from us.
2 doors. One other thing, Matt was talking about parks, and a couple of months ago we were in here, and Matt asked me to talk about Lasden Park. All right, Lasden Park is not part of our town. It's in Somers. It's right down Route 35. It's the old Lasden Estates. It's a county-run park, but the Vietnam Veterans of America, which I'm a member of, we have a Trail of Honor leading up to the Veterans Memorial. This coming Monday on Monday for Veterans Memorial Day, at 2 p.m. we'll hold a ceremony up there where we read the names of the 217 deceased Westchester County veterans from Vietnam who got killed in action or missing in action. So if anybody wants to, it's a beautiful park. They got trails up there also, and they usually have other programs for children going on.
Your mention of Lasden reminded me of the thing I wanted to bring up in closing. Besides the support of the community, your location, and I really have to congratulate you on your excellent idea of moving to Yorktown. It's magnificent. The location of Yorktown is ideal, and as much as we are supported and embraced by the town of Yorktown, it's the whole area. Lasden over there, the Montrose VA facility over by the Hudson, up to Castle Point, down to White Plains, the support of the Westchester County Veterans Organizations and the support of the VA and the access to the programs for veterans in this community and in this county and in this section of the Hudson Valley. Magnificent. Make the most of it. We can help tie you into it. And if we can't have the answer here at the VFW or over at the Legion, the town has established a Veterans Advisory Council. So we can get you the answers, similar to what you were saying before. We can get you the answers and get you plugged in to the resources you need for veterans, for their family members, for members who are sick or distressed.
Oh, there's one other thing I forgot to mention. The American Legion, us in town, runs is part of a boys' state and girls' state program. Mike is a graduate of the program.
I did it when I was in New Jersey.
It's for juniors in high school, especially if they are looking to go to one of the academies. It's a very good thing to have on a resume. We sponsor them. We're sponsoring 2 girls this year. We haven't had any boys come up for the program. It's a countywide program and also the whole state. And it's done, I forget what college upstate, for a week. And it's military and government training. So it's a good program. It looks great on a resume. For anybody who's junior is looking to go to one of the academies, it's up there with an Eagle Scout. If they got both of those on there,
helps.
it really helps. So, and the American Legion, we run it.
That's all we had.
That's it.
Thanks so much.
Anything
Like us
else?
on
We'll be up
Facebook.
here. Like us on Facebook.
She coached us through it. Thanks so much.
Thank you. All right, and with that, that's basically going to be the closing of our presentation. Just so much to offer here in the town. We're thrilled to welcome you here. We're thrilled to call you our neighbors. Yorktown is just such a special place. And just one example of how special. I call it the Yorktown way. Whenever there's somebody in need or someone needs help, we rally. We rally behind people. We rally with people. We lift people up. And a perfect example of that is right now we're running a emergency baby formula drive because of the baby formula shortage that's crippling the nation. And I can't tell you just how much people have, I don't even know where they're getting it, but they're just bringing it in to support the babies of our community, to support our food pantries, our food security task force. That's just one example of just how special of a community that you've just joined. And so we welcome you. We're thrilled that you're here, and we wish you nothing but a healthy and great time here in our community. Just know that we're here for you. I'm happy to answer any questions if anyone has any questions. I know it's getting late, but no? Okay, well, again, thank you so much for coming. Thank you to our community partners, all of them, and thank you so much for coming out tonight. We really appreciate it, and welcome home.